Hi, and welcome to a Drafthouse Diary for Thursday, May 23rd, 2024, when I went to the Alamo Drafthouse at Sloan's Lake to see Jane Schoenbrun's I Saw the TV Glow. I think I'm going to do something that I rarely do, and that is, as soon as I have finished recording my own thoughts about this movie, I am going to go and seek out other reviews and critiques and reactions to this movie. Because given the way that I responded to this movie and how I've been thinking about it since watching it, I am really interested in the reactions of people with experiences different than mine as an old straight white guy. There is a lot packed into this movie, and most of it is about identity, and it's about the ways in which we do or do not feel like we belong in whatever place we find ourselves to be, and ways that we might seek out places where we can belong or people we can belong with. The movie deals with a very specific kind of nostalgia for media and obsession with media of the moment. It captures the way in which pop culture, TV shows, bands, book series, movies, it can provide a distraction, something to focus on other than one's own internal discomfort or confusion. And they can also provide, in a crucial way, a way to relate to certain other people, or even at times, a way to relate to what seem like impossible challenges around you. And this can be true whether your outsider status or your feeling of disconnection is due to some neurodivergence or questions of orientation or gender identity or any of the 1,000 other things that can affect the ways in which teenagers feel as if they don't belong to any given time or place or group. I know that seems very heady and very abstract, but that's exactly the kind of mood this movie has left me in. What this movie is about narratively is two high schoolers who are outsiders, who are not comfortable in their own skin, let alone in high school, and they bond over a shared obsession with a TV show, a teen or tween TV show called The Pink Opaque. Big bonus points for the Cocteau Twins reference, by the way. And The Pink Opaque is a supernatural adventure kind of horror series. It's obviously got a lot of inspiration from Buffy. It's got more than a little bit of Sailor Moon in there as well, with the team of supernaturally powered girls who need to fight evil from the moon and the weird surreal villains they deal with as monsters of the week. But their shared obsession, these high schoolers' shared obsession with this TV show, it interacts with their own feelings about who they are and their desperation in some ways to be someone else or to be somewhere else. Very powerful performances. Brigitte Lundy-Paine as Maddie, and also Justice Smith as Owen. I have seen Justice Smith in a number of things over the past year or so, and he keeps showing more and more range, and what he does with this character, very interesting. But also, Lundy-Paine has really pivotal monologues, and really, she is part of the world of this movie, and she understands, her character understands and has a vision of the world that they are in that drives so much of the story. And I say a vision of the world that they are in because this is, in many ways, another Gnostic allegory movie. Another movie in which the whole structure is that there's a question as to, is the world in which the characters live the real world, or is it an artificial world that is hiding some greater and higher reality? We've seen so many movies like that. It seems to me that it started back in 1999 when we got the combination of The Matrix and Existenz and The 13th Floor. And we have gotten so many of these Gnostic allegory movies since then. But I wouldn't change that because there's so much you can do in movies, and so many movies in the years that have followed 1999 that have addressed these themes. They do so differently, and I've seen so many interesting takes, and this is definitely a new and interesting take and a really, really well-executed presentation. Hey there, it's Matthew from the future with a couple of thoughts that just occurred to me as I was editing this. See, I can't stop thinking about this movie. One, in the structure, if not necessarily the filmmaking style, but the structure and the storytelling of this movie, it lights up the same parts of my brain as one of my favorite filmmaking teams, which is Moorhead and Benson. And in particular, the way in which they make films in which our characters are subject to rules that they do not necessarily understand. And part of what they are doing is trying to figure these out as they find a way to live within them. And what Benson and Moorhead managed to do, and what I think I Saw the TV Glow also manages to do, is they find a way to resolve the story in sometimes a satisfying way. In this case, a clear, no, clear is not the right word, in a narratively satisfying way, if not an emotionally satisfying way. And they managed to resolve the story without clarifying and explaining away the mystery. The mystery still stands even as the story reaches its conclusion. And that's something that Benson and Moorhead movies tend to do very well, and something that I Saw the TV Glow also does. By the way, if you're interested in my review of the latest Moorhead and Benson feature, Something in the Dirt, I'll leave a link to that in the description. Another thing I want to mention is that, I hope it goes without saying, but if you have any takes on this movie, I Saw the TV Glow, if you have any ideas about this, just if you saw it and had a reaction to it, please let me know in the comments. Like I said, I am seeking out other reactions, responses, essays, criticism, conclusions about this movie, and I would be really interested in hearing yours. So back to the past and the rest of this video. Other parts of my trip to the Alamo. The pre-show for this movie was wild. It contained so many different things that seemed to have no connection to one another, and yet they were all connected to this movie. Some things were obvious connections to the movie, like a trailer for Videodrome, but we also got lots of promos for the teen and tween TV shows that were obviously inspirations for the show within the movie. Things like The Adventures of Pete, and of course Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Ghost Rider. And not only were they referencing these TV shows that were clearly reference points for the movie, but they picked specific things to show us in the pre-show to highlight the fact that the movie was not just taking these shows as general inspiration. They were really diving into specifics in a way that made it more concrete, made it more complete. On this visit, I just got some popcorn as well as a left-hand Nitro Milk Stout, one of my go-tos from their beer menu, and when they have it, it's always great. The staff was friendly and efficient. The screening quality was very good, though I do always point out that the Alamo at Sloan's Lake really does need a refurbishment, especially when it comes to the seats. I hope you enjoyed this Drafthouse Diary. If you did, please click the like button. If you want more of these, please click subscribe. But most important, thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back soon with more. In the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.